Hi,
Hey
everybody.
everyone, welcome
To TFT, Tarot for Today.
Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee.
Welcome to our monthly modality message.
Yes, where we do the readings for the modalities of the zodiac. Would you care to explain, Mr. O?
We're moving into the sun sign Libra, and so each turn into the new sun sign is an opportunity for us to explore what our modalities mean and what those energies can be used or applied to our situations. Now, each sign falls into one of three modalities, and each modality contains the elemental associations of each element. So, for example, there's always an air, fire, water, and earth sign in any modality. But the three modalities are cardinal,
Fixed.
and mutable. And so basically what those mean is one is sort of the beginning of an energy or the beginning of some undertaking, and then that's the cardinal.
Yes.
And then the fixed would be its continuance,
Yeah.
and or moving to its highest expression.
Maintaining balance and stability. And the mutable signs are movements and shifting perspectives.
And possibly preparing things for the breakdown and
Right.
the move to the next
The
cycle.
next cycle.
So with that
He
being
summed it
said,
up perfectly. So, without further ado,
let us begin.
this is for the modality of for the sign of Libra. So, we won't be doing this again until the sun goes into the sign of,
Scorpio.
I'll let the Scorpio say that. And today we're using the Celestial Tarot by Kay Stevens and Brian, whatever that is, Clark.
Yes.
And it's a nice zodiacal or celestial deck, so we thought it's perfect for our modality readings. So I'm going to shuffle the cards. We're starting with our first modality, which of course is the cardinal signs, which includes Aries, Cancer, and Libra, and let's not forget Capricorn. So basically it's represented by Aries, fire, Cancer, water, Libra, air, and Capricorn as the earth element.
So it explores what kind of things the cardinal signs are doing to get things done, because that's basically their energies in an overall sense, what they're about.
Well, they're definitely about starting things. Initiating. So each question in the spread kind of reflects the energy of one of the cardinal signs. But it is for all of you cardinal signs, this reading.
Whoops.
Three of Cups. Maybe there'll be some celebrating. I like it.
Oh, it's just the way I'm
Oh, come on, Mr.
slippery.
O. That is not a bad deck to shuffle.
No, it isn't, but it just sort of was uncontained by me. Okay, so we have shuffled, I am cutting, and we shall begin.
All right. Cardinal signs. Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. This is for you. Our first question in the spread is, what changes will you initiate this month? And we have the Princess of Pentacles, which princesses are the pages.
Right.
And wow, let's hope we're initiating some changes that will bring in some good news about investments or cash.
It could be that. I'd say, too, that this is also a good sign for any of these signs who want to go into education or studying things, rather. I don't mean education as a career, but who maybe are looking at furtherance of their own education. This is a good omen here, a good card for the student, for the person who's learning things, the apprentice.
It's also a great time to work on yourself and your body, your physical self. Get in shape, start an exercise routine, get moving.
At the top of that particular card in this deck, it says spring, and so I'd like to say that correlates with what Banshee just said, that we should have that awakening attitude of waking up and being ready to initiate things and to do things.
Even though it's fall. Hey, it's a great time to, you know what? If you don't want to do any kind of a exercise routine per se, how about just taking walks in the woods, looking at the leaves changing colors and things like that?
But stirring the blood in any form would
Yeah.
probably be a good thing.
So the next card is how will you nurture and cultivate your goals, desires, or relationships during this time period? Excuse me.
And we have the Seven of Wands.
Well, by staying on top of things for sure, and as far as relationships go, I don't mean it, that in a sexual way. But what I mean is just by staying on top of things, just making sure that, not necessarily that you're in control, but that you know what's going on and what is needed to nurture these things.
Well, it's important for you to have your vantage point. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have your point above others, but that you have the point that gives you sight or awareness, or gives you the ability to note progress and to note things, so you can nurture and cultivate things because you have an awareness of where you stand in relationship to what your situation is.
And so the next position is how can you gain cooperation or support from others during this time period? And we have the Queen of Pentacles, but she is reversed. So how can you gain cooperation?
Well, it seems to me like you might have to try to be a little bit less of the initiator and maybe more of the person who also expresses the idea that they need some help or that they need to have other people's involvement, that you're just one person and you can't direct and control and create everything, but that you can work with others to do that.
Right. I think the key is being cooperative and working with others. That's the best way to gain their cooperation, is to be willing to share.
Share the
And
load.
so share the load means several things, not just sharing your load with others, but if you need their help and assistance, then maybe there's some way you can reciprocate and give them a hand with something that they are working on as well.
Very good.
And so the final is how can your talents and resources best be put to use, cardinal signs? Oh, good grief. That goes right with the first card, doesn't it? We have the Ace of Pentacles.
Yeah, it does,
so,
really.
Your talents and resources can best be put to use this month, I think, to generate opportunities that increase income in some way, or what? Material things. Or again, it harkens back to possibly physicality.
Well, it seems to me like you just need to work on projects. You need to initiate some things. You need to look about what you can do to invigorate yourself, to invigorate your career, your employment. If you have a way to make money, now might be the time to put your talents to use on that. If you are beginning any new project that possibly pertains to material matters.
I think so.
So do you want to sum this up then?
Sure. So basically, the changes you're initiating this month are possibly things that could bring more money, some news about some positivity, maybe some news investments, or also exercise.
Well, and I also indicated too that maybe you're interested in learning new things. You're a student again.
Right. Thank you. Go ahead.
You need to be able to see from your vantage point. You don't need to be over people, but you need to be able to have a vantage point where you can observe, make notes on your progress, and work with the energies that you see developing.
And I stated you need to stay on top of things. You need to be sure you know what's going on and what's needed to be done.
Okay, so then how you gain cooperation or support from others. Reverse Queen of Pentacles, you need to indicate and show examples of how you wish to work with others, how you want their teamwork, and how people can work towards a better benefit by sharing the load.
Yeah, I think this is not a time to hold back or to withhold your help or services, this is a time you need to say to people, what help do you need to get things done? How can I help you? And vice versa is you need to tell them if you need some help to carry things forward.
And then finally, how can your talents and resources best be put to use this month? You are good at beginning things in this time period. So you should put your talents to use on new things, starting new projects, or furthering some things that have started recently. This could be about your career or about employment, but it could also be anything where you think you can make some money or you can make a stab at that.
It looks like, you are going to be applying your talents, or how best you should do it is in ways to increase your wealth and income.
Alrighty, so let's move on then to our next.
Our next one is the fixed signs. Leo. Yes, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus.
So this reading is for all your signs. You're one each of the elements. Your focus in general for any time period, any month, your modality energy is about maintaining the balance and stability of the projects or the situations or the work you are doing in any given time period. This is where your modalities energies are best served. You further the goals.
So let's see what's up. I'll give this. Whoop. Now I'm having problems shuffling.
And just a little reminder, but if you're watching this for the first time or if you're not aware, we have a variety of content on our YouTube channel. Some of it's weekly. We also do live streams weekly twice. Those are about 2 hours long or more.
As we go into overtime. Sometimes.
So it's a great time to get a short, free reading. We will also be expanding our base of personal readings, which we will offer at
cost.
Introductory level prices at first.
We forgot to mention our live stream, Mr. O, the last one, that we are set up for donations now. So if you like the work that Tarot for Today does, you can go to our Twitter or Facebook page and click on a link to donate to us. We'd really appreciate that.
It's a Pay Me PayPal TFT Tarot for Today.
You cannot grab them, Mr. O.
I can try.
Nice try. Next time, let me shuffle last. We'll let you shuffle.
All right.
First.
So what are the qualities we need to display in order to make a positive impression on others?
And this is for you, fixed signs.
And
Remember,
that's very much a kind of Leo thing, but this is for all of the signs that we mentioned.
Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. Oh. So what are the qualities you need to make a positive impression on others? Well, don't rest on your laurels. Don't rest on your laurels and just keep to yourself. Don't keep all the good things in your life to yourself. Maybe it's time to give a little and share. And definitely share your talents and abilities.
Well, there's a certain level of humility invoked by this concept of the reverse Nine of Pentacles.
Yeah.
It's the idea, I suppose, of saying that no one person is an island, no man is an island, that kind of thing. And that, you might enjoy things in that manner, but you're also good to go with the building of it and the sharing of it with others.
Very good. So what can I share with others or allow others to share with me? What can you share with others or allow them to share with you? Whoa, is that the Death card?
And this one there's a little bit of a contradiction because it's Death reversed. And so there's a lot of inertia implied here. There's some stagnation. And so maybe this is cautionary. Maybe this is saying that what you have to share with others is the sense that you got something?
Well, yeah, I do. I think what you need to share with others is that, you know the old proverb thing, a time for this, a time for that, there's a season for this, there's a season for that. Then maybe right now is a time where things are winding down and halting for a while. That sometimes within the periods of inertia or stagnation can be very creative times.
Right, and somebody said we're moving towards the dark time of the year.
Right.
We're hitting the equinox, and so from here on in, this is kind of actually a really good metaphor for that.
Exactly.
Because with the equinox, we move towards a darkening time of the year, and although some people say, "Oh, the dark," but some things, grow better in the dark. And so some seeds are planted now to grow next year. And so maybe this is an idea of saying, understanding those seasons. And that is kind of Scorpionic in a way, which is the
certainly
energy.
is, and it was the card, right? Scorpio.
Yes, which is the energy that sign contributes to the modality. So moving on then.
Go ahead.
Is what role will our connections or the connections we make, our friends, our family, our associates, etc., play in this cycle? So this is really a little bit external.
It's the Princess of Cups, and it's the card of autumn. Look at that. Isn't that nice?
That's very beautiful. Yeah, that's a beautiful coloring there.
So what role will your connections or the connections you make play? Well, basically, I think they'll be creative. They will inspire you. They will inspire you to pursue some creative outlets for yourself.
I think it's a poetic and semi-philosophical view of nature in a way too. It's sort of a feeling of moving to the beat of nature, of feeling the instinctual nature of things. And even if it's autumn, there is something there. It's like we said, tying into the concept of a restful time of year, of a time of acknowledgement of the progress you've made now. And so maybe those are what you get from the community around you, and what you can give to the community best is the sense of that timing and that sense of understanding things at that poetic and instinctual level.
It may also, in fact, be that possibly some of your connections, are creative individuals who will inspire you with some of the work that they are doing or showing you. This may give you some great ideas of, things that you yourself may be interested in pursuing.
It's dreamy.
And that's the other fact. Maybe what they can share with you is what role your connections will have is, that some of their dreams and hopes and desires might mesh along with yours. And you might connect with them on that level. What do you think, Mr. O?
Like that.
Yeah.
So finally then, for the fixed signs, how will we be able to achieve a balance between work and pleasure?
Well, it's a mystery.
It's a central card, and of course this position connotes a sensuality in a sense. So I'm thinking here that we have to be in charge of our own mysteries. We have to be in charge of the way we present ourselves in the liminal, and maybe those dreamy. It's dreamy again. It's psychic. It's fortune. Shine on harvest moon.
I feel fixed signs that, you will have, what? I think deep in your gut, you will know what you need as far as work-life balance goes in this cycle. It'll be like you will know when you've done enough and you need to take a break and step back.
So let's recap again real quick. Our first card, what are the qualities we need to display in order to make positive impressions on others? And that was the Nine of Pentacles. And I guess the willingness to not stand alone, to not be an island, to want to share or to encourage others.
Get back out there, share with others. Don't just keep to yourself. You've earned your success, but good things happen when you share that with others as well.
What can we share with others or allow others to share with us? And maybe it's the sense of timing and seasons. It's the sense that this is now the time to let them something slow down a little bit and recuperate and refresh themselves.
Show them how to use, a time of a barren time, productively, because much can be done, when nothing else is happening. In the stillness and in the emptiness, great ideas can form.
And so then what role will our connections or the connections we make play in the cycle? And I think there's a sense of dreaminess here that needs to happen. Hey, you.
I cannot stop the cat.
Go away.
I need to. I'm going to move him.
We're so sorry.
Oh, no, we're just moving.
So
It worked.
this card speaks to the dreaminess at a poetic, mystical level that we might be able to share with others. The sort of sense of what this time means for people in terms of traditions, culture.
Right. So basically, also, I said the Princess of Cups. So basically, maybe there are people, connections that are involved in creative arts or pursuits that will really inspire you. It may inspire you to, either pursue their path or, you will get some inspiration from what they are doing. And finally, that was the Moon, and it's how to achieve a balance between work and pleasure. And I'll just start this off by saying, you seem to know when you need to take a break intuitively and when you need to keep moving. Come here. Come here. You can stay right here. I don't want to push you off. There, we've got our cat.
And I'll go with that too, that the idea that really it is really about a sense of a destiny here, that there are some secrets, there are some central things here that allow us to examine and to play with that balance.
Right.
So now we're going to go ahead and work on our last modality.
I am petting the cat, so very happy cat, but the way we have our setup right now is not conducive for him getting in the middle of the camera.
Oh, maybe we should have used yesterday's catnip on this one, eh?
Well, we can do a sunny cam at the end here, because he is here, and he loves being on camera. Don't you?
And so we're doing our mutable signs now. What energies will move and shift things towards the next role for all of us.
Mutable, Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo.
What's coming up for you?
I know you want attention. I'm shuffling right now. You can wait. Sorry. I sing to my cats. Aw. I'm sure he'll get his head in this program before we're done. Do I cut?
Yes.
All right. So, mutable signs. Your first card is, how will you need to shift your perspective during this cycle? A very mutable question.
And it's the Four of Wands reversed. And I think maybe you have to understand that sometimes the party isn't quite exactly the way you want it to go, and that maybe sometimes it's still good, but it wasn't exactly what you wanted. Bask in what you do have. Don't second guess some of the enjoyment. Be open to enjoying things at a smaller level sometimes.
I think your perspective just shifts to, sometimes less is more. I mean, it's not saying you're going to have less, but what it is telling you to learn to appreciate the simpler things in life. Not everything can be bells and whistles, and you can still have great enjoyment out of that.
Oh, right. And then card 2, how are others' emotions affecting me? And it's the Sun. And I think in general, you're feeling really buoyed at this time by the fact that there is a sense of people appreciating you, a sense of people being interested in you, of people liking you, people finding out things about you that make them like you more.
I think you're going to feel very successful in getting people to see you in the light that you want to be seen in. You'll feel that people are taking you at your word, or, recognizing that, your actions are, that they're appreciative of what you do. Whatever it is that you want people to see in you, I feel they're going to see it.
So then card 3 is, what do I need to know or find out to better position myself for success? And it is the Six of Pentacles, which is very nice.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it's clear to say that you should always remember where you came from, always be ready to help out others, especially those in need. Being generous and being appreciative of what money and financial success can do for others as it did for you.
So that is an awesome card. I feel that, what do you need to know to better position yourself for success is to give of yourself, is to give of your talents generously. Don't be stingy here. I'm not saying to overwork yourself by any means, but by all means consider, giving your best to others.
And then our last card, 4, what kind of adjustments will we need to make this month so in order to be more effective and achieve success? And it is Strength Reverse. And it kind of echoes in a strange way some of the other cards here, because what it is saying is the adjustments you may have to make is to understand that you cannot force things. You have to understand things. You have to act from a centered heart, a centered compassion and understanding, that you cannot physically necessarily force your achievements to happen. Maybe you can, but it won't work in the long run. You have so much else going for you here in this spread. It's just a reminder of, kindness is its own reward in a way.
Exactly. I don't even know if I have anything to add to that. It's just basically common sense that I lost my train of thought. I can't believe it.
Well, whatever you have to try to do, the adjustment will probably be being more kinder and less forceful about it.
If you're used to pushing your way around, but I don't think you are actually, mutable signs, you probably more than a lot of the signs here recognize that you have to be flexible. You can't just push your way into something. To be conciliatory and also to be able to bend a little bit. Mutables. That is what's going to be really important here, I think, to achieve success.
So let's recap that before we get out of here.
Thank you. You got me back on what I wanted to say.
Alrighty. Well, that's because we're a
Team.
So we have our first card, how will we need to shift our perspective, and that's the 4 of Wands reversed. And I think we were both in agreement that the idea here is that sometimes less is more, that sometimes we need to understand the rewards, the things we get from smaller things happening, the little things that happen.
Learn to appreciate the everyday, simple, small things in life that make life a joy.
How are others' emotions affecting us? We're mostly basking in the glow of people loving us.
Yeah.
The sun is also a metaphor for love or marriage. It's the metaphor for love of children. It's a metaphor for love of knowledge. All these things inform the idea that people respect us because they love us.
No more comment. Go ahead.
And then we have, what do we need to know to find out to better position ourselves for success?
It's to give generously of your time, your energy,
kindness,
and your talents. Express that to others. I feel that it will pay off. It will pay back. You always get back what you give.
These are really good messages for this time right now,
Absolutely. And finally, the last card, what kind of adjustments you need to make this month in order to be more effective, is to not push your way around. This is not a time for that, or push your agenda. This is a time to say, how can we reach agreement? What can I do to compromise with you and we can pull off something beautiful together?
And I can't say much more than that. Basically, understanding works better than brute force.
And so while we're here, I want to remind everybody that Mr. O does his emotional exchanges
thank you.
On Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check it out every week to get your forecast due to the elemental signs of the zodiac for your week ahead. And of course, Mr. O will also remind everybody.
I will, that on Sunday mornings, Banshee does the same thing, only in terms of your material outlook, and that's the Banshee's Material Manners. Both shows are coming to you Friday and Sunday, respectively, at 10 a.m.
And that's a wrap for this modality period, for this astrological sign of Libra. So we'll see you again when the sun turns to Scorpio. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.